Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Montina here, y'all. I'm in the flesh and I am home. And I'm so grateful to be home because I was kind of in the fiasco with Delta this past weekend. I was kind of stuck in DC where I was attending a conference. So we're going to use that for our practical segment today. So good morning. I know my mic is working, so thank you for joining. I do this Monday through Friday, and I literally just woke up 20 minutes ago, popped out of bed, and was like, yes, I'm doing the call today. Because when you're married, you need a special type of support. There are prayer calls and encouragement. You got this, sis, and just communicate. And you're just sitting up there like, okay, like if it was easy to communicate and easy to do, everyone would be married, right? 50% of first marriages end in divorce, 67% of second marriages end in divorce, and 73% of third marriages end in divorce. And if marriage is prone for divorce and majority of marriages end in divorce, why aren't we being more proactive about divorce? So we only become reactive when things aren't going great, right? Out of 30 days, 80% of the time, things are going to go great. 24 days a month, you're going to be like, oh my God, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And there are 6 days out of the month, you're going to be like, this is really, really hard. This is really, really challenging. I'm here for the 6 days, the 20%. It's an 80-20 rule. And I'm here because you might be in the valley. You might be coming up the valley. You might be outside of the valley. So at the end of the day, it just depends on where you're at in your marriage, okay? So let me see here. Let me see here. My hair right now. I see Praveen. No, no, no. It's right here. We're gonna put you in timeout. I don't got time for this morning, and my moderator is not here. All right. So I'm not taking questions, Jack. Why y'all trying to come in here hijack my lives and put you in timeout too? I don't have time for this. Okay. All right. So I created this call because it's important for us to understand what it is we're doing. Let me put my do not disturb on in our marriages from a practical standpoint. And because I've been married before, not once, not twice, 3 times. And my husband too, we're 5% crazy enough to do it more than once. I just want to be here, sis, to give you inspiration and the practical side of this because it's the same poo poo, different toilet. Even if you decide to go into a different marriage, it's the same poo poo, different toilet. All right. Okay. So, with that said, I try to get into our faith, into our fellowship, but we're just going to make this short today. I just got home today at about 3:33 a.m. this morning from DC. So, we're going to make this more practical today. So, really, let's go ahead our devotion. And I'm going to shift it up because no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Why? Because the joy of the Lord is our strength. And as we're coming here, good morning, good morning. We are going to talk about, okay, pride and problem. And she talks about this. I warn everyone among you not to estimate and think of himself more highly than he ought, not to have an exaggerated opinion of his own importance, but to rate his ability with sober judgment, each according to the degree of faith apportioned by God to him. Judgment and criticism are fruit of a deeper problem, pride. When the I in us is bigger than it should be, it will always cause the kinds of problems we are discussing. The Bible repeatedly warns us about being high minded. Whenever we excel in an area, it is only because God has given us a gift of grace for it. If we're high minded or have an exaggerated opinion of ourselves, then it causes us to look down on others and value them as less than we are. This type of attitude or thinking is extremely detestable to the Lord and opens up many doors for the enemy in our lives. This is where, even in my life, I've struggled with being a Leo and being someone that does like to share things that are going on great in my life. And some people will think that's boastful. And this is the thing, you know when it's pride and when it's just you sharing. Okay. You know to give God the glory. And I believe that we should be giving God daily glory for our lives, for our marriages, for everything that goes on. Why? Because he deserves the glory because we are there not by our might, not by our spirit, but by his strength. And let me write the date here. His strength. Now we know we need power for our marriage. We need the word. We need books. We need to be appreciative, but we need things that give us power. Okay. These are types of things that give us power in our marriages. These are the types of books that give us power. Okay. Traits of lasting marriages. Well, Montina, you want me to read about other people? Yes. Because if you don't automatically know what to do and you get in the valley, what you're going to do to get out the valley? Just pray. So people say, I'm just going to pray. Sis, at some point, implementation and action make the impact. They soften your husband's heart. Okay. I even heard this recently. Was it even on House of Dragons? I don't know. My husband and I were listening to a bunch, but it says that God has can turn the heart of a king, your husband. Okay, with communication, but books, read the word. Okay, be soft in your delivery and sweet in nature. We also must have our prayer life. Praying, God, let me see him how you see him. Meditation, which is important because it's the listening portion. Okay, that is really, really important. And then also, we have to understand the purpose of marriage is to make you the best version of yourself. Okay, you go to the gym. Y'all know I go to the gym every day. I haven't been this morning at my 6 a.m., but I'm going to cycle class. I go to the gym so I can be a better version of myself. Me. That's important. So you can create the type of relationship that you want, but how do you know what you want in your relationship? I just want my husband to love me. Well, what are we doing? And that's the practical side of this. No one tells us what to do. Let's get married. Say, I do, communicate. Even if you go to counseling, most people stop counseling. Communicate. Feminine energy, we talked about this feminine and masculine. Feminine energy wants to be cherished for its feelings. Masculine energy wants to be respected for its thinking. These preferences are not gender bound. In fact, good morning, good morning. The last place you can tell where someone is coming from nowadays is gender. The questions to ask are, do I want my feelings cherished more than I want my thoughts respected? Or do I want my thoughts respected more than my feelings cherished? Or do I want both? Wanting both is not is which is perfectly healthy for single people. It's difficult in a relationship because if you want both, really it says you should stay single. So there's a way to talk through this. It's called amigo talk, okay? And this is part of this book here. Simply put, if you've decided to be the yin energy, which is the female, the feminine, cheers for your feelings, don't ask how the yang masculine energy feels about things. Do ask for thoughts, wants, opinions, ideas, and suggestions. Once you receive an answer, then ask what you can do to help the masculine energy do whatever is desired. If you decided to be the yang energy, don't ask yin, as the masculine energy, for thoughts, opinions, ideas, or suggestions. Do ask for how do you feel? Then ask how you can help her. Okay, it's just feminine, really. Energy feel better. If you've not heard my video on feminine and masculine energy, it's in every relationship. You're either the masculine or the feminine. I've been both in a marriage. I've been the feminine, I've been the masculine. In this marriage I'm in, I'm the super feminine energy. Okay. Simply the yin energy, the right lobe, cherished one says the yang, the left lobe, what do you think? The yin energy says, what can I do to help you do it? The yang energy, the left lobe, the respected one, the masculine energy, how do you feel? What can I do to help you feel better? So most of the time, your husband wants you to feel good. So making this super practical in the last few minutes of today, okay? The practical side to this. I was at a conference, the United States Black Chamber Conference in DC. Amazing conference. My chamber, Atlanta Black Chamber, out of 175 chambers, is Chamber of the Year. So we won an award. And I'll tell you, it was a fantastic week. On Friday, well, of course, the tech cyber strike happened. Well, the cyber, just whatever. So some people were like, hey, we can't get out, everything. We woke up to chaos. I think it was Thursday-ish, Friday morning. It's like, oh, this is crazy. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to get out Saturday. So I get to the airport Saturday, everything's fine, no tech issues, no glitches, but I get through TSA and there is a cancellation because of the weather. It's the weather. So I'm thinking, okay, when am I going to get out? They said Monday, possibly. Now Monday's the 22nd today. There's a possibility, but more than likely I was going to get out the 24th. So I'm thinking, okay, I could get a hotel, I can stay until Monday. This is Saturday morning, y'all. Then I'm thinking, oh, my husband had to drive up to Jersey, unfortunately, for a funeral for a college friend. So I called him. I said, hey, honey, I'm stuck at the airport. My flight may leave out on Monday. He said, I'm coming to get you before I could get anything else out. I'm coming to get you. Here's the practical side of this. I knew I could depend on my husband to come and get me. Even other women, they were just like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, I'm good to my husband. I caught the Amtrak, made it to my husband. And the thing about it is, I share with a couple of people, my husband's my hero. I'm going to tell you, I was in the valley, y'all, 4 months. We had some challenges, some external challenges, not 1 week, not 2 weeks, months, probably like over 6 months, where there were times when I was just like, I don't think I'm going to make it out of this. This is very difficult, which is one of the reasons, impetus, they say, to starting this call was I knew I was going to make it out the valley, but I didn't know how I was going to make it out the valley. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to make it out the valley. Challenges were coming. Some people around me was like, well, hey, do this over here. Or hey, I have a friend. A couple I knew married 40 years. And over here was a lady, Miss Ann, was like, look, you gonna get out of this. I was married 55 years, Montina. Your husband's a good man. He loves you. You'll make it out. And I couldn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I felt like Shawshank Redemption. I'm in the sewer, okay, in the gutter. And what happened was I made it out. And that practical side of me, depending on my husband, listen, will move heaven and earth to get to me. But the assurance I have, wow. And that's what I want for you. Either again, even if you don't have a husband yet, do this work while you still have options if you don't want to be single. The lady I was rooming with, I told her I've never lived by myself. Never lived by myself. And I don't desire to, didn't desire to. Meaning I wasn't afraid to be in relationships, but when I thought back at it, had kids at 19, had kids all the way up until in the home. So either they're married, single, but kids have always been in the home. And so that's the practical side of this. If you desire a relationship, no one should be like, girl, I've been single. You need to just wait on. No. And I find that a lot of single people that don't have options have a lot of advice. So my advice to you is if you want a husband, be available. Go to these restaurants, sit at the bar, be your cute, beautiful, sexy, feminine self. Talk to your girlfriends. Ask them if they have anybody that's single. And those of you married, we have to appreciate our husbands. I've been where you're at if you in the valley. I've been where you at if you coming out the valley. And I've been where you at where you're not even in the valley. But that doesn't mean we're not coming back down the valley. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Bridget. Good morning, Grannis. Good morning, Kai. So I'm here to tell you that we can make it through. And here's the thing with my husband. I mean, he couldn't wait to get to the Amtrak to the airport to pick me up because I was gonna like Uber to the hotel. So send me the details. No, no, no. I'm coming to get my wife. And his chest was out. So we get in the hotel, going up to the room, and I told there was like a person working there, and I was like, I was like, my husband had to come to the airport to get me. I was stuck in DC. My husband's my hero. I did a video about it. My husband's my hero. What do you say about your husband, whether he can hear you or not? Sometimes I'm slow to hang up the phone if my husband's on the phone and I might be someplace at a meeting. I say, that's my husband. He's my Superman. Now, there are some times that I would be feeling like, oh, no, not today. He ain't my Superman. We have to be mindful of the things that we speak because they're true. Everything you speak out of your mouth, if you lived in a way that they were true, what would change in your life? So, leaving that, what you believe of the future changes the way you live in the present. I heard Dr. Bronner say this a few weeks ago. What you believe for your future, for your life, for your husband, for your marriage, it changes the way. Make sure my mic's on. Yes, you live in the present. I want the best for you, sis. But a lot of times it's our mouths. And I used to go back and forth with my husband too. I don't anymore. I have radical acceptance, emotionally mature. That's me. I have emotional maturity. I pray before I say. I don't tell everybody my business. I don't overshare things anymore. I go to my therapist and my marriage counselor. Some things we need to zip it. Don't trauma bond with people. A lot of this is humorous because these men are a little bit crazy, but have some humor and make a decision. Okay, if he ain't beating you, which he should not be, and some of even emotional things, make sure you check your inner child. You don't have to go toe to toe with no grown man. And sometimes, yes, things just don't work out. but keep it moving. As they say, keep it moving. You cannot force someone to be married to you if they don't want to be married to you. And I'm a prime example. I did that before. Well, actually, someone just really, in a marriage I had in the past. If they don't want to be with you, sis, sometimes they just don't want to be with you. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. Even my husband, there were some challenges, like I said, when I was in the valley, but I made a decision. I was like, I ain't going nowhere. And I meant it. Draw a line in the sand. Yep. A lot of times, y'all, I just got to be quiet, zip it. Just be quiet. Don't go toe to toe. Women that do, I will tell you, men, good luck. Because the man only takes so much. Because men always have more options than women do. That's why I'm here. Most of us have really good husbands, providers, protectors, producers. They care. So let your husband be your hero. Let him do something amazing. Acknowledge him. Let him overhear you talking about it. Share with the world. But let your husband be your hero. And there's all sorts of articles about your husband being your hero. Okay? So remember, your hobbies are important because your hobbies keep you happy. Self-care is important. Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. Okay, self-maintenance is important. I'm actually going to cycle class, but it feeds my self-care and my self-maintenance. You need your sisters in your circle. Talk unicorns and rainbows. You don't have to overshare and trauma bond with everybody. I know life can be challenging and hard. It's like that for a lot of us. Find someone to talk to. Okay, get a therapist. Therapy is just so important for your health, for you, for your life. Okay, put on the whole armor, Ephesians 6:11. Okay, whole armor. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, sis, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. I'm praying for you. We got this. Be emotionally mature, honey. Radical acceptance. Exercise some humor. And you better pray before you say, look at that man and just laugh. Be like, I'm going to be emotionally mature today. It's a blessing. Okay, it's a blessing. I love you so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Make today amazing. Hey, Gia. Hey, Stout and Grace. Kai, see y'all, see y'all, see y'all. We got this, sis. Bye.